Today is the 21st of April 2025, Easter Monday, and the Vatican has just announced this morning that His Holiness Pope Francis has passed away at 7:33 a.m. local time. The news no doubt will shake the whole world, so let's see if we can find a spiritual meaning in his passing on Easter Monday. First, let's remember his life and work as the leader of the Catholic Church. Pope Francis, born Jorge Mario Bergoglio on the 17th of December 1936 in Buenos Aires, Argentina. He was the 266th Pope of the Roman Catholic Church. He was the first Pope from the Americas and first Jesuit Pope, also the first from the Southern Hemisphere. He's been known for his humanity, compassion, and strong focus on social justice and inclusion. He was born to Italian immigrants and grew up in the working-class neighborhood of Buenos Aires. Later he studied chemistry and worked in a lab before experiencing a religious calling in his early 20s, especially after a serious illness that led to the removal of part of his lung. In 1958, he joined the Society of Jesus, also known as the Jesuits, a Catholic order known for its commitment to education and missionary work. He was ordained as a priest in 1969 and took his final vows as a Jesuit in 1973. As a Jesuit, he was deeply influenced by values of simplicity, intellectual rigor, and service. In 1973, he became provincial superior of the Jesuits in Argentina during a time of political unrest. While his role during the Argentine military rule remains debated, many recognize his efforts to quietly protect those in danger. More than a decade later, in 1998, he was appointed Archbishop of Buenos Aires. He gained a reputation for humility and the care for the poor. He lived in the modest apartment, cooked for himself, and often visited poor neighborhoods. In 2001, he was made a cardinal by Pope John Paul II, but he remained relatively unknown on the global stage. His pastoral approach emphasized mercy, humility, and deep connection with the people. He challenged both economic inequality and the Church's distance from everyday struggles. Following Pope Benedict XVI's resignation in 2013, during the conclave, Cardinal Bergoglio was chosen to be the new Pope and took the name Francis after Saint Francis of Assisi, symbolizing humanity, peace, and care for creation. From the start, his tone was simple and personal. Pope Francis has introduced a new style of leadership in the Vatican, which was received negatively by some in the Church. Pope Francis has focused his papacy on inclusiveness, compassion, and reform. He urged the Church to reach out rather than close in. In his first major document, he called for more missionary and the joyful Church, closer to the needs of people, especially the poor. In 2015, he addressed climate change and environmental responsibility and called for global solidarity. Pope Francis has also sought to reform the Vatican bureaucracy, aiming to make it more transparent and service-oriented. While progress has been made, resistance has remained from the traditionalists within the Church. Though he has not changed core doctrines, he emphasized more compassionate tone, particularly toward divorced Catholics and LGBTQ+ individuals and others previously marginalized by the Church. His focus was on dialogue, understanding, not judgment. Pope Francis traveled all around the planet advocating for peace, interfaith dialogue, and human dignity. His historic 2019 visit to the Arabian Peninsula was a major step in Muslim-Christian relations. Within the Church, he faced opposition from conservative factions who believed his approach dilutes traditional teachings. Yet, Francis remained committed to a vision of a church that is open, compassionate, and rooted in service. His death was announced in the morning on Easter Monday, the 21st of April 2025. As I am recording this video, we are still in the first hours after the announcement. Let's try to find humbly and respectfully what could be a positive spiritual meaning of the Pope's passing on Easter Monday. When the Pope dies, it's a very important moment for Catholics all around the world. And to pass away on Easter Monday, the day right after Easter Sunday, this timing might carry a deep spiritual meaning. As Easter Sunday is very important for Christians, it celebrates Jesus rising from the dead, showing that life is stronger than death. Easter Monday comes the day after, and it continues the joyful celebration. And in the Bible, this is when Jesus began to appear to his followers after his resurrection, bringing hope and peace. Is it more than just a coincidence? Could it be a sign of a peaceful ending, full of hope? Just as Easter could remind us of new life, the Pope's passing on the day could be seen as him entering eternal life with God, something he believed in and taught throughout his life. As a spiritual leader of the Church, following in the footsteps of Saint Peter, the first Pope and the one of Jesus' closest followers, dying at the start of the Eastern season, the time when the Church remembers Jesus' return to life, could it be seen as the Pope giving one last message of faith, even in death? A Pope passing away on Easter Monday could inspire people to carry on his work, to spread kindness and to live with hope. In the end, many might see the death of Pope Francis on Easter Monday as a peaceful and meaningful moment. It could remind people that death is not the end and that life continues with God. It could be seen as a quiet message from heaven, showing that the story of faith, love, and hope goes on. You don't have to be a Christian to resonate with these words: love, faith, and kindness. Everyone should be able to find peace in these words. We are all from the same source, and everyone will return to this source regardless of their faith or belief. So, Pope Francis has redefined the modern papacy by focusing on humility, justice, and inclusion. He is connected with believers and non-believers alike. His simple lifestyle, concern for the environment, and emphasis on mercy reflect his belief that the Church must serve, not dominate. Until his passing, Pope Francis continued to lead with a focus on hope and reform. His legacy will likely be marked by a renewed emphasis on the core Christian values of love, service, and compassion. Thank you for watching this video.